No gold is not in her. She's a dime.
Welcome to another exciting edition of the Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Papergoy, and today we're going to talk about something very, very important. Definitely has to do with your business, but it also has to do with life. So we're kind of getting life lessons today as well. And it's pretty simple, but a lot of people don't understand it or don't follow through on it. And quite simply, it's know yourself. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is know your strengths and know your limitations. And don't try to go too far outside the box. Now, it could be a little bit different. You know, if you're just starting out selling on eBay, you've yet to find your way. If you're 20 years old and watching this, you still have a lot of growing and developing to do, so you're not set into patterns. But if you're an old dog like me, you're the way that you are. It's just the way that it is. So know yourself and don't try to be something that you're not. What do I mean by that? I don't take a lot of risks. I just do not do so. It's just the way that I am. So what that means is I shouldn't go out and buy things at $100 a piece that I might be able to sell at $250 a piece. I just can't do that. I would be worried all the time that, oh my gosh, I just bought 10 items at $100 each. I could lose $1,000. Even though in the grand scheme of things, $1,000 isn't the end of the world, I would still be nervous all the way through. Another example would be, say I got an opportunity to buy something for $10,000 that's worth $15,000. Even though it's a great return, I would be fretting the entire time about outlaying $10,000, but the other side of it is, okay, it sells at $15,000. How am I going to get it to them? Will I get ripped off? Will it get damaged? Will it get stolen? Will the person put in a return and send the wrong thing back? I would be a nervous wreck the entire time on that sale. Whereas if I buy things at a couple of dollars a piece and I sell them, let's just say that it's a situation where I do get ripped off and somebody rips me off of $25. Obviously, I'm not happy about it, but I can sleep at the end of the day. I'm not worried about it all the time. Another way to know yourself is it might be the best deal in the world of glassware, but if you know yourself well enough that you don't like to take pictures, for instance, I don't like to take pictures, I like to do scans. You can't really scan glassware. So when I'm out and about, I may see something in the glassware section that, hey, I think that's worth $15 and it's only $1. Most of the time, I know myself well enough not to buy it because it's never going to get listed. It's just going to sit over in the corner. And that's something or other after you've been doing it a long time, you know yourself. You know what you enjoy doing, and there's money to be made with what you enjoy doing, and there's money to be made within the parameters that you know. I'm not saying don't take chances. That's not at all what I'm saying. But I'm saying that if you know that that chance isn't going to pan out because of something else, whether it's you'll never get around to it, you will have grand plans that, hey, I can purchase this item for $20, I can fix it all up and I can sell it for $200. Hey, that's great. But if you got 17 projects in front of it and you haven't gotten around to the project that you purchased 3 years ago, you're probably not going to actually do it. And that's what I mean by know yourself. Know your strengths and know your weaknesses. If you're somebody that doesn't like going on Google Translate, don't buy a big pile of foreign magazines. If you're somebody who really likes getting a lot of things listed but doesn't care a lot about putting a lot of quality into the listings, which again, that's a viable way to do business, then you probably don't want to buy higher end items. You probably want to buy lower end items. So know yourself, know your business plan, and know what's going to work. And again, there's absolutely nothing wrong with passing up a deal if it's something or other you're not going to sell. For instance, there are various things that I pass up regularly, such as lighters. You have to send lighters ground. I'm sure there's a lot of money in lighters. I don't know the first thing about them other than, obviously the common stuff like, Zippo is a better brand and all that sort of thing. But I don't know the whole ins and outs of shipping them. And it would have to be a heck of a deal or a heck of a collection for me to purchase them, for me even to try to learn that. I know there are limitations on shipping them overseas. I know all of these various things. I just don't get into it. Another area where there's a lot of different rules eBay has are those that are allowed to sell adult. A lot of different rules. I know you can ship stuff to Canada and the United States. You can't ship it overseas, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't need to know all of that stuff. I don't want to know all of that stuff. Let alone various things being legal in different countries and whatever. I don't want to learn all of that stuff. I don't buy adult stuff, and so on. So it's just one of those things. Know what you're willing to do, know what you're willing to learn, and know what you're actually going to do. Because all of us can delude ourselves. All of us can say these wonderful things about, oh, I'm going to. We're not going to. There are any number of times when I'm driving by, for example, and I'll see a little bit of scrap on the side of the road, and I just keep driving because I say, great, I'm going to pick it up, I'm going to put it in the garage, and I'm never going to take it down and scrap it. I'll let the people that do it regularly pick it up and scrap it. And I know I'm leaving money sitting right on the curb as I'm driving by. But I know myself well enough to know that I'm going to take it. I'll probably scratch the paint on the car on the way getting it in. I'll get it home. I'll get it in the garage. It'll sit there for 5 years, never get scrapped out. And either I'll give it to one of my buddies to scrap out, just when he does me a favor, or I'll put it by the curb and somebody else will pick it up and scrap it out. But that's something other that I've learned about myself. I'm not going to go down to the recycling yard and turn all the stuff in. I'm just not going to do it. So I leave the stuff there. And so on and so on. Many, many years ago, I had this idea that I could make good money with artwork, and I'm sure that I can. I bought 2, 3, 4 pieces of artwork. Took forever to list them. Finally got it listed. I believe down in the basement I have 2, 3, 4 pieces of artwork that are listed and been listed for a long time. I've got a couple more out in the garage that I've just never gotten around to listing. You have to pack them up special. You have to have a special size box. You have to do this. You have to do this. And it's well outside the parameters of what I know or really want to learn for the amount of money we're talking. It's not like I'm finding Picassos or things like that. I'm paying $7, $10 on something or other that after doing a bunch of research I can sell for $45, which again is a good return on money. But it's also one of those situations that it's a whole area that I don't know about. And I'll probably pack it wrong, and it might get there damaged, et cetera, et cetera. So after a while, I just said, I'll leave the artwork to other people, because I don't know oil painting from watercolor from, is it a print, is it this, is it that? And again, I could learn it, but it's a whole gigantic area that people spend their entire lives being experts in, and I'm not going to spend the time to be an expert in it. So I just tend to walk by the artwork, and in fact, if I do see a fair amount of artwork at a sale, I'll contact one of my friends who does deal in that kind of thing and tell him, hey, you may want to check this out. And I hope he does well, and I hope he finds a $10,000 painting there, because I would just walk by it and not know about it, and I would just never list it, I guess. It would be one of those deals. If it were $1, I'd buy it, and it would sit in my garage and deteriorate. So rather have somebody that knows it and is going to actually make money off of it. So that's today's lesson. Do know yourself. Don't try to be something that you're not. You'll find that it works wonders not only in your business, but also in life. Thank you, and until next video.